Halo as a franchise has had some very cool and unique weapons and vehicles throughout its tenure. However, sadly, some of the most unique and fun vehicles and weapons have only tended to show up in one or a couple games. Today, with the help of my friend GamerGains, we are going to go over 7 underrated weapons and vehicles that need to return in Halo Infinite. So with that said, let me kick it on over to GamerGains.
What's going on, everyone? My name is Danny, aka GamerGains, and first I'd like to thank Arrrash for letting me join him for this video. So if I had to pick some underrated weapons and vehicles to return to Halo Infinite, it would definitely be the Falcon and the Brute Shot. The Falcon is probably my favorite Halo UNSC vehicle right after the Warthog, and it's crazy to think that it's only appeared in Halo Reach. Back in the day, Bungie described it as the Warthog of the skies, which honestly is a perfect way to put it. I'm also a big fan of vehicles that promote teamwork instead of the one-man killing machines that we've seen in Halo 5 with vehicles like the Phaeton, Mantis, and Wasp. The Falcon and Warthog are unique because it takes 2 or more players to make them effective in battle. I'm pretty confident that fans would also love to see the Falcon return in some way for Halo Infinite. Alright, now this one seems a bit random, but I don't think it's too wild to expect it to show up in Infinite. But I would really like to see the Brute Shot make a return. The Brute Shot hasn't truthfully been in a Halo game since Halo 3, and there hasn't been a weapon since that fulfills the same purpose. It's pretty clear we'll see many Brute weapons in Halo Infinite as we fight the Banished, but the Brute Shot specifically has yet to be confirmed. My favorite thing about this weapon is its utility to be used to knock things about and interact with the physics of the game. For example, this thing can make Warthogs and crates go flying through the air, as well as provide a boost for your jump. Weapons like this that do more than just kill are always welcome and give Halo that special sandbox feel that we all love. And just for fun, I'd like to see the return of the Hannibal vehicle variants from Halo 5. In case you forgot, there were legendary variants for each UNSC vehicle that were dubbed Hannibal, and basically these outfitted the vehicle with extra armor and new high-tech weaponry. For example, the Hannibal Wasp had a laser turret with sticky bombs, and the Hannibal Scorpion had a charging railgun-style main cannon. I would love to see these return in some way in Infinite, even if just an option to play around with in Forge. Also, could you imagine a Hannibal Falcon, where each gunner has laser turrets on either side? It kind of gives me the same vibes as the Hawk from the OG Halo Wars. Anyway, those are some of my ideas for some underrated vehicles and weapons to return for Halo Infinite. Thanks.
Alright, thank you GamerGains for giving your opinions on those weapon and vehicles, and now I'll kind of go over the weapons and vehicles that I think should return in Halo Infinite. So the first one for me is going to be dual SMGs. Now this one is kind of cheating, but I'll explain. So, dual wielding is a feature that a lot of people really enjoyed from Halo 2 and Halo 3, but if you played those games a lot, you'll kind of know that dual wielding messed with the balance of a lot of the weapons, as they had to balance around the fact that you could have 2 of them, therefore usually making them pretty useless as a single weapon. They also had to balance around the fact that you could mix and match all the different dual wieldable weapons to make sure there weren't any super overpowered combinations. So my solution to that, to kind of bring back dual wielding, is to make the dual SMGs similar to something like Akimbo from the Call of Duty franchise. And what I mean by this is basically the dual SMGs would be their own weapon. The dual SMGs would be on the map as 2 SMGs. When you're holding the dual SMGs, you'd have to hold both of them, and you wouldn't be able to drop one of them unless you just dropped both of them for a totally different weapon. This would allow 343 to balance the dual SMGs completely separate from the single SMG, and therefore you wouldn't have any of the balance concerns. They also wouldn't have to worry about any of the mix and match combinations, as the dual SMGs would be the only weapons that would be quote-unquote dual wieldable. I think this would be pretty cool because it would kind of be a throwback to Halo 2 and Halo 3 when you could dual wield a lot of the different weapons while also not reintroducing the balancing mess that dual wielding was. Personally, I just think it would be badass if Master Chief could once again dual wield SMGs. Next up is the Elephant. And I don't even really have to talk about this one that much because the Elephant is just so much dang fun. Whether it's playing custom games where you're all just trying to hold the elephant, or it's playing Big Team Battle Capture the Flag where each elephant has the flag on it and it's actually a moving base, which is something that none of the other Halo maps have. The Elephant just allows for totally different gameplay styles than basically any other vehicle in the Halo franchise. It's really the only multiplayer vehicle that we've seen that kind of acts as a mini base of sorts, with flag spawns and with objectives and everything on it. I think this would fit really well in Halo Infinite, especially if the BTB 2.0 mode that has been rumored actually ends up being a thing. I mean, elephants would just be perfect in that mode. Next up is the Sticky Detonator from Halo 4. This is probably one of the best weapons that 343 has added to the franchise in my opinion, but sadly it only made its appearance in Halo 4. If you didn't really play Halo 4, it's pretty straightforward. Basically, you can shoot grenades and then you can click the trigger again to detonate the grenade when you want to, which allows you to make different strategic plays, whether it's just shooting it and exploding it right away, or shooting it and waiting a bit for an enemy to run over it. I think the Sticky Detonator does what a lot of the Halo sandbox is great at, and just allows for a lot of player expression through the weapons and through the sandbox of the game, and that's why I think it would be a perfect weapon to come back in Halo Infinite, as it's just a lot of fun to use. And last but not least, we have the Flare from Halo 3. Now, I'm mostly kidding with this one, it's kind of just a meme that I threw at the end, but equipment is coming back in Halo Infinite, and wouldn't it be fun to just have another of those stupid flares that you could just chuck at your enemy, totally blinding them. I know that the flare used to always tilt me when I played matchmaking as a kid back in Halo 3, even if you weren't actually blinded for that long. Anyways, that's going to do it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and make sure you go over and toss GamerGains a sub, as he makes some really sweet content. If you have any weapons or vehicles or equipment or anything else that you want to see in Halo Infinite that we didn't include, let us know in the comments. We did try and stick to more quote-unquote underrated weapons and vehicles, so we didn't talk about these super obvious things that 343 probably is going to bring over into Halo Infinite. As always, if you enjoyed the video, you know what to do. If you want to catch me live, I stream over on Twitch sometimes, or you can follow me over on Twitter. And with that said, I'll see you all next time.